Hey everybody, welcome back to the shop. So here we are, Saturday Night Special, episode 90. And I think I got a lot to talk about and show you again this week. I think we got a pretty good episode coming. Got all kind of things, man. We got some new tools this week, and we did a little tool trade, and I did some tool post grinding at work, and I captured that. So we're gonna throw that in this episode also. That's something that we haven't got to show yet, is some tool post grinding. So I was looking forward to getting a little bit of video of that and showing it on my channel. And I'll probably end up having to do a little bit of voiceover with the mic there, because I didn't do a lot of explanation of what I was doing when I did the job. But I'm looking forward to sharing that with you, and I hope you enjoy it. So let's start off with the new Shop Life T-shirts. Okay, these are on sale now. There's my phone dinging. So these are on sale now over at tblaster.com. This is the brand new design that I had come out with, and here is the back of it. So, do you even indicate, bro? Whenever I was coming up with this, with the new Shop Life, I had a couple in mind, and ever since this, whole Forge All thing come out, and then the little showdown between me and Tom, it just seemed appropriate to me. So. Just one little way for me to give Tom a little jab in the side there. All good and fun, buddy. But I think it's a fun shirt, and I'm proud to wear it around. By the way, I want to point out that this particular shirt is just a sample that they printed for me, so that I could show you guys and and demo it here, promote it on the channel. He said it's called a direct print, so the color, like on the pocket here, is not as bright and vibrant as the production shirts will be. So the production shirts would be a lot brighter white colors and a lot more clear. But he just did this so that he could get it out to me and show it there on video. So shirts are over there at tblaster.com. I'm going to have the links in the video, and also down in the description box down below there'll be a link you can click on. It'll take you straight to my A-Bomb 79 T-Blaster storefront, where you can click on the shirt, and they're available in black, red, and charcoal, and from sizes small to 5X. It's the same pocket tees as the first Shop Life t-shirt. Good quality shirts. They've quickly become my favorite style of shirt to wear, or brand of shirt, I mean, not style. You guys know I like the pocket tees, so they're kind of they know that I like the pocket tees, so they've been offering those for our little machining community. So anyway, go over there and check that out, and hopefully you'll pick you up one. And again, it's just a way to support everything that's going on here in the shop. Okay, so I appreciate you guys checking that out. All right, so we got some tools here that come in this week. I've been buying some stuff on eBay. I've been stocking up on some tool holders that I need for the K&T, and getting a few things here and there, just trying to get good buys on eBay. And I found some collets right here. Remember I showed you this the other week? This is a TG150 collet holder, and I found a guy on eBay that's got a bunch of the TG150 collets for sale, $10 a pop. So I got a few different sizes, some that he still had, like 1 1/4, 3/4, 5/8, and 7/8, I believe, was some of the standard sizes that he had left. So I got those. Trying to build a nice little selection of collets for this collet holder. I also bought this. It's a proto spanner wrench. I got that for the collet chuck here. Okay, so you can tighten and loosen using this right here. And this is one of the tool holders I bought. This is a 3/4 shell mill holder, and so the little face mill that my buddy Mike sent me last week, this will fit on here. Okay, so there we go. We got a nice holder for this, or for any other future purchases of these face mills this size. And then we got a couple other right here. This is another 1 inch, and this is a sort of a modified stub arbor that'll hold a 1 inch saw. I'm planning on putting that to use real soon on the machinist vise. I'm hoping I can use this one anyway. Which leads me to say that I am looking for some of these stub arbor style. If anybody's got any they want to sell or do some trading on, I am wanting some 50 taper stub arbors. 1 inch, 1 1/4 inch, probably a 3/4 wouldn't hurt either if they make it. If you don't know what a stub arbor is, you probably know what this kind of stub arbor looks like. You can use in a collet. It'd be a holder like that with it all built onto one, okay? So you've got a shank out here that you can put your cutters on and tighten it up with the nut and use it in a whatever fashion that you want. So I am hunting a few of those. There's not really any on eBay. There's a couple that I'm watching, but they I haven't bought any yet. Okay. Oh, one more thing I wanted to mention to my viewers there is I actually like to find a good grinding shop. Somebody that does tool and cutter grinding. I've got a lot of these hog mills here and some other big end mills that are worth having reground. So if anybody knows of a good grinding shop that I could send these to and do a little bit of business with, you know, throw it out there, I'd like to check them out. I used to have a guy here in town that did awesome tool grinding, and he ended up moving a couple years ago, and I never got in touch with him again. So I don't know of any tool grinders here in my area, so I am looking for one. All right, we've got some viewer appreciation mail that I'm going to show you. I've got some other new tools that I bought. I did a tool trade with basement shop guy, Brad. So I got something there that he sent in. We'll show that. And then again, we'll go into some tool post grinding here at the end of the video, okay? And as far as machinist vise, we're getting really close to the end of that, on my part anyway. I've got it sitting there wrapped up nice and pretty, so you guys can't see the finished product until you watch the video. So we've got part 3 coming out after SNS today, and there should be at least 2 more videos after that. There's a lot of content, and I know you guys have been enjoying seeing the K&T, and this has been a good project for me, for the first job for me on this K&T, and getting to know the machine and make some chips with it. So it's been pretty cool. All right, so stay tuned for that also. All right, so let's get to some new tools and some viewer mail. We got a little spin Dexter here, a 5C collet spin Dexter, and I did a little tool trade with Brad over there at Basement Machine Shop. Be sure to check out his channel. He's got a lot going on. Brad's the one that started the What's in Your Box Toolmakers collaboration. Okay, he's the one that got that together and got it organized and started that. So I sent him some roughing end mills and some cool mist also to use on his part. Well, one, so that he'd have some end mills to use over on his Bridgeport, some roughing end mills, and then he needed some anyway to do some milling on his part of the machinist vise. So he had this spin Dexter, and he was telling me that he'd do a trade. So I mean, I sent him some cutters, and then he sent this spin Dexter. I believe he replaced this with a better unit, so he didn't need this one anymore. But what's nice about this one is it's got some custom parts on it. I believe he said this nut back here was made by Don Cossett, and then he made this lock nut right here. And the bonus is that he surface ground this thing on all sides. So I believe he had it surface ground and then indicated it and was within a couple tenths or so whenever he was checking it. So that's pretty neat. I've never had a spin Dexter before, so this is going to be a nice valuable tool to add to the shelf over here, and we'll be able to put this to use, okay? Thanks very much, Brad, over there at Basement Machine Shop. I think y'all getting to know how much I like collecting tap wrenches and tap handles now. I got a really good deal online on this number 8 Greenfield, and it also in the same lot. This was an online auction. This was in the same lot also. This is a Greenfield Tap and Die number 2 die holder right here. But I wasn't necessarily interested in this. I was just trying to get this this tap handle right here. And it's nice size. Somebody has actually modified it and made a handle for this side. They must have been missing the original screw-in handle, but they made it too heavy. This is a solid piece, and they actually pinned it and welded it on. But you can't complain for the price. I actually won this auction for $12.50, so you can't beat it. A nice Greenfield number 8 tap handle. So my plans for this one is to actually take it to work, and I'm gonna use it down there at work. So when I need a big tap handle, I've got one down there. Okay. So that was my. I actually got this a couple weeks ago, and Rick Brandt, he lives up there, and he's the one that was going to help me and talked about just picking it up and shipping it down here, and they ended up just saying, hey, you know, we can just do it right here in house. So we ended up going that route, and they sent it down, and I just got it yesterday. So this was one of my little birthday presents to myself. All right. So we got a little viewer appreciation gift that came in right here, and this is a handle off of like a Kurt style milling vise. And now this was sent in by Lee from Sidney, Indiana. But Lee, I couldn't find his email or where you messaged me at to contact me about sending this to me, and I cannot make out your last name on the package here. I really apologize about that, but Lee from Sidney, Indiana. So I know you were probably thinking that this would work on the 8-inch vise here. That's probably why you sent it, and that's what I'm assuming. But this is actually a three-quarter hex, okay, for like a 6-inch vise. The hex on the 8-inch milling vices are one step up at 7/8. Okay, so these handles won't quite fit the 8-inch style vise. All right. So, but I really appreciate it. I'm not sure if we can put it to use. I've got a handle for the Kurt and the other milling vise, so you know, if another viewer could use this, please let me know, and I'll be glad to forward it and send it along. Okay, but thank you very much, Lee. Okay. This is our other viewer appreciation gift that came in this week. Got some NOS Nicholson Files, the ones that are made in USA. These are all brand new, never been used before. And these were sent to me by Chris Barron, and he's from Grand Detour, Illinois. And Chris had told me in an email that he had at a, I can't remember now if it was an auction or an estate sale or something like that, that he had bought he won a lot and got a bunch of these brand new Nicholson Files. And we got some that are you know, bastard half round. We've got some hand bastard, and we've also got a couple magic cuts. Okay, and they're all brand new. One of them still even has the factory paper on it. Let's see, we got a round file also. So those are very cool. I haven't had any new files in a long time, and these bastard files, you know, they're really aggressive cutters, so they work good for a lot of different jobs around the shop. So thank you very much, Chris. This is an awesome gift. One of the things that's on my list now is that I want to go ahead and start investing in some new file handles. I haven't bought any of those in years and years, but I want to go ahead and get some new file handles, and we're gonna use some of these around the shop. So thank you very much. That's an awesome gift, man. Okay guys, here's some of the tool post grinding that I told you I was going to show. This was a little job that I did at work. I had like a bearing race that I needed to make for a rush emergency job. It was an odd size race that they could not find, they couldn't source. I'm not sure what the deal was. It was sort of like an OEM proprietary part. But they needed to get this gearbox back together, so they asked, could we try to make a hard race? So that's what we did. We ordered a piece of 01 oil hardening tool steel, and I machined a couple sleeves out of it and left 5 thousandths after hardening and tempering, and then set it up and lightly chucked it, indicated, and went right there. I'm grinding the ID out. I'm going to bring it to size. So I'm making some passes back and forth on using the tool post grinder here. This is my Dumore number 5 tool post grinder. It's a 1/2 horse, but you know, with these you can't take a lot. You can take a 1/2 to 1/1000 off comfortably. So just getting her trued up here, and so we can get in there and get a size on it. Yeah, here what I'm doing is I got some soluble oil mixed up in a little spray bottle, and I'm just squirting a little bit in there as I'm doing my grinding to help keep it cool and to help keep the wheel from loading up so bad with the grinding dust. I also wanted to point out too that I am missing the guard, the belt guard for that tool post grinder. I don't know what happened to it, and it's one of those jobs that I always intended on making one, and I just never did. But yes, I'm aware that I need a belt guard, so I know that some of the safety Nazis out there are going to make some comments about that. As with most all my videos, I like to try to change it up and give you a few different angles to watch, and it's a nice mix up there. So I'm gonna point the camera in a couple different spots, and hopefully you'll enjoy it there. All right, I just finished this ID of the sleeve right here. There's a shot of it. I think it turned out pretty good. I hit my mark within 1/10. I was looking for 1.4956, and I'm at 1.4957 according to my measurements. So we'll take this out, do the OD now. Okay, moving on to some OD grinding, and you guys should be happy to see that I've actually got my wheel guard on the grinder this time. That's the original guard. I actually cleaned it up for this job and put it on there, and it's working good. So I'm using an expanding mandrel. I was lucky to have the right size there for this job, and those are very handy to have around, those expanding mandrels. You tighten it up on there and you just indicate it in the forejaw. Here's another angle for you, just to show you the setup. You've got to kind of tilt the tool post at a slight angle, tool post grinder at an angle there, so it'll clear everything. It's a little tricky setup, and dress the wheel and go to town grinding. As I mentioned before, with these tool post grinders, you can't take a lot of metal off at once. Those passes that I'm making there, I'm only dialing in 1/1000 each pass, and that's kind of an aggressive cut. They do really good at 1/2 thousandths, but you know, you just creep in on your size. But I made the sleeve 5/1000 oversize on the OD and then 5/1000 small on the ID, and I was actually really lucky that they did clean up. And when I got to the end, it just did clean up that little bit of warpage from the heat treating that we did. So you just take a little at a time and run it back and forth, but it does a really good job. I was real happy with the outcome of the job here. Okay, I believe that was my last pass there. To make a quick check. 1 inch, 9/68. All right, we hit our target. We're good to go on that. So this one is done.